Welcome back. This is our fourth lesson on our biography writing block. So, in this lesson, we're going to learn how to use pronouns and proper nouns effectively to avoid repetition in our writing about Tim Peake in our biographies. To do this successfully, we need to understand what a proper noun is. We need to understand what a pronoun is, and we need to identify both of these in some writing. And we need to ensure that the reader is clear who we're talking about without repeating the same thing over and over again in our biography writing about Tim Peake. Let's get going. So on Tuesday we looked at planning to write a great biography. The purpose was to write a biography about Tim Peake, and I was your audience. You're going to send them to me. We looked at the effect. What do we want the effect of the reader to be? So it needs to inspire the reader, give information and facts, educate the reader, engage the reader. We looked at the ingredients, what things we need to include in our biography to make it successful. So photos, introduction, conclusion, time adverbials, third person, past tense, chronological order, including achievements and feelings, but also the use of pronouns. And we looked at the vocabulary we might include, or quotes, astronaut, International Space Station and pilot. So because one of the things we need to include in our biography, one of the ingredients is the use of pronouns, that's what we're going to look at today. So here is the biography of Roald Dahl that you've seen before, and I'm going to introduce you to the proper noun. And a proper noun is the name of a person or a place. Proper nouns have a capital letter. So pause the video on this page and see if you can find any examples of a proper noun. There we go. So if we have a look, the most obvious one is Roald Dahl. It's a proper noun, it's the name of a person, it's got a capital letter. You could probably see in early life, there's Africa, it's the name of a country. Again, it's got a capital letter. Washington DC, in early life, is the name of a place, so it's got a capital letter. If we look in his later years, when he's writing his books, the name of the character in his books are proper nouns, so Charlie, Matilda, James from James and the Giant Peach, they are proper nouns and they have a capital letter. Your own name is a proper noun and you should give it a capital letter. So moving on. A pronoun is a word that is used instead of the proper noun. So instead of saying the name Roald Dahl over and over again, which is a bit repetitive, writers would use a pronoun instead, like he or she or they, or him or her or his. So if you pause it here, can you have a look at the pronouns that you can see in this biography? There we go. So two of the main ones that I can spot are his and he, because the biography is about a man. So the pronoun that's often used is he and his. So we're going to use these proper nouns and pronouns in our writing about Tim Peake today. And we're going to do our first subheading underneath our introduction today. And I've had a go. So I've taken the subheading of early life. Your subheading might be slightly different, and that's absolutely fine. And the facts that I was going to try and include in mine were when he was born, that he was a Cub Scout, and where he went to school. And I've tried to add a little bit more detail into my writing as well to engage the reader, to interest the reader, which was one of the things that we had in our planning that we needed to do. So just want you to read through my example and tell me what you think. Have a pause and a read through. What did you think? Well, I'm hoping you thought, oh, Mrs. Hartley, you've just used the proper noun over and over again. So it's Tim Peake, Tim Peake, Tim Peake, all the way through, which is quite repetitive for the reader and actually quite boring. So could I exchange or change some of those proper nouns, the name of the person we're talking about, Tim, to a pronoun, just to make it less repetitive, but to still keep the understanding of who we're talking about clear? So I've had another go. have a look at this one, see what you think. Hopefully you can see that by substituting some of those names, those proper nouns, for a he or a his, a pronoun, has just helped the reader make better sense of the text, and it's not so repetitive and boring to read. And your task today, you're going to turn your notes for your first subheading into sentences, and I would like you to do this really focusing on the fact that you have a balance of the proper noun and pronouns so that you're not repeating them over and over again, but it's really clear to the reader who you're talking about. As a general rule, you would use the proper noun the first time you're talking about the person in the particular paragraph. Right, good luck, and I can't wait to see some of your attempts. I'll see you soon.